Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So we are live. Okay. So I always have to go here and make sure. All right. All right. So we're just going to wait on some individuals to come on in and make sure texting, sending out a few more text messages to individuals.
Allie, how long have you been doing this?
Since 2019, I started
Have
the
you
company.
really?
Yeah, I
Amazing.
started the organization in 2019.
Good for
So pretty
you.
excited. Yep. So we are live
Yeah.
and just want to welcome everyone to the Marriage Ready Believers Open Forum. I am so excited. Hey, Barb, how are you? I can't wait to get some more of your chocolate chip cookies. But right now I'm on a diet. Come on in. If you don't mind liking and sharing this post with family and friends, we're going to have a very, very impactful evening with these two dynamic duos of women that I know, and I'm just so excited, very, very excited to have them. So continue to come on in. As we come on in, we're going to get started shortly. And I hope everyone had a wonderful Wednesday. It is beautiful in Michigan. We are in Michigan and it is absolutely beautiful here. So I am excited because we are now in spring. So that is a blessing. So we are really excited. Come on in, come on in. I hope everyone, family as well. I hope everyone is staying COVID free. Make sure that when you go out there, you're praying, covering yourself with the blood of Jesus. That's what we got to do right now. It's a lot going on in the world. So, and if you are coming in, please say in the chat where you're from, what state you're from, as you're coming in the chat. Let us know what state you're coming in from. I know we have some Detroiters here. We're also on YouTube as well, so you can definitely stream us on YouTube. You can see us on YouTube as well. So let's see here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I want to go ahead. Hey, Jennifer, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. Great to see you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't want to hold it up. I know people will come and this is a live, so it will be taped. And so we want to make sure that we stay on time because I know that these two ladies do have a huge training to do in an hour, and I'm a part of that training too. So we got to get it going. So again, I want to welcome everyone to the Marriage Ready Believers Open Forum tonight. I am Allie C. Sanders, your host and founder of Marriage Ready Believers. So we're going to have a very impactful and informative 1 hour discussion with these beautiful ladies. So please make sure that you tag and share this live with your family and friends. This is going to be very, very good. So just a little bit about Marriage Ready Believers. This organization was started in 2019. So we are an organization whose mission is to help the unmarried men and women. A lot of people think that this organization is a women's ministry, and it is not. And that is not the way God told me to do it. And I have to do it his way. So this is an organization for men and women. And what we do is we help cultivate a new mindset of expectancy for love. I mean, you know, so many people have lost their fire to fall in love. So we want to cultivate that mindset and help people get that mindset that they can expect and receive love. And we do that through our monthly symposiums, our online forums. And so today, generally, those forums are around business and health and finances and family, spirituality, credit, you know, all of the essential qualities that we need within a marriage and in a relationship, right, to make it healthy. So tonight, we're going to be talking about finances, business, and love. Okay. And so I'm super duper excited to host this evening 1 hour with you with these two lovely ladies. Both women are powerhouses and extremely grounded. They have a wealth of wisdom and absolutely love people and love helping people reach their goals personally and professionally. So what I want to do is I'm going to introduce Esta, affectionately known as Auntie J. Now, I've known Esta for some years. Her and I belong to the same ministry. And we actually serve on the same auxiliary. We are ushers. We absolutely love being ushers, don't we, Auntie J?
We are servants. Yes, we are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so what I love about Esther is that she always has a smiley face and such a personality. I just have absolutely love that about her. And Esther background, she comes from the medical profession. She's a nurse who cares, right? So she's helping families heal financially within the digital market. And Esther is very passionate too about her family, right? So she has children and she has close family members that are experienced traders and profitable traders in this space. And so I am so thankful, Auntie J, to have you on Marriage Ready Believers. And then we have the beautiful Tamara, who I've actually gotten to know over the last few months. Hey, Cassandra, good seeing you. Thanks for coming in. And what I can state for sure about Tamara is that she comes from a place of peace and a pure heart. That's what I know so far. She has no hidden agenda, no hidden motives, no hidden intentions. What you see is what you get with her. And I love her genuine spirit. She's very genuine about helping people and really helping people to thrive and not just survive. And that's in any profession that that person may be in. So love that about Tamara. And Tamara, she comes from corporate America. Tamara is recently retired from 25 years in corporate America. She is also an entrepreneur of several businesses. She spends her time in the foreign trade, cryptocurrency, education, coaching, real estate, investing. I mean, this girl is just doing it all. And Tamara just celebrated a wedding anniversary of 23 years. I believe it was on March 21st, married to her husband, her boyfriend, her boo thing. And I'm just so excited for her marriage. And also she has 3 beautiful children, 22, 19, and 18. And their entire family are a family of traders as well, experienced, profitable traders. And I absolutely love that they can trade together. So everyone in their household makes money on a daily basis in the world of trading, foreign currency, and investing. So welcome, ladies, to Marriage Ready Believers.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
much.
You are
Yes.
so
Glad to be
welcome.
here.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dive in deep this evening and really discuss the trending topic of digital currencies. By the way, Auntie J, I love your hair. It's so cute and
Thank
sassy.
you.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Have to be sassy,
And,
girl.
right. And so we want to really discuss this trending topic of a digital currency, right? Or cryptocurrency, as some may know it. And we know the topic of love is always trending. So we're going to throw that in the pot too. But really want to discuss how cryptocurrency is now playing a part in our financial culture today. And I know that many people don't know this, and even the people that are in the live with us, whether you want to believe it or not, the legacy financial system that is currently in place is weakening. And the ladies are going to talk about that. It's weakening because of the countless stimulus checks, the loss of jobs, the healthcare, the death crisis, and now the multiple vaccines that are coming into the market. And see, all of those situations are centered around one common denominator, and that's money. And that's why it's really, really vital right now that people expand their mindset to other economic options or alternatives that will not only build wealth, but that will actually create wealth. And so that's why I brought these ladies in today. So right now I want to go out to Tamara. And Tamara, I know I kind of shared a little bit about your background, but I want both you and Auntie J to give us a little bit of background of how you all got started in this digital space.
Absolutely. Oh, Allie, thank you so much for having us here tonight. This is so exciting. So yeah, absolutely. I went to Michigan State University, right? Did everything mom and dad said that I should do. Got those good grades, right? And pushed and graduated and landed a job in the field of study. And I'm glad about that, grateful for it, because it brought that income, gave me great, business skills and all that good stuff, right? That we're thankful to the Lord for, and the income to, start a family and all that. And then, Allie, as we know, at a certain point in time, you kind of max out on the valuation, that they place on you in there. Okay. So, you're an open-minded individual, but yet they put a cap on you in terms of how much they feel that you can earn. Okay. And so therefore the little opportunities, right, aren't so available after so many years. But thankfully in 2015, my husband and I, we just met this gentleman. My husband is a pastor. We were setting up at a hotel for service. This gentleman walks into the room and he's like, hi, and introduces himself to us. He said, you guys know about cryptocurrency? We're like, huh, what is that? And so he introduced us to the digital currency space that night. He said, this is a currency that a lot of ministries are turning to help, build capital for their organizations and help their families. And so I'm like, okay, so Bitcoin, huh? Yeah. What is that? 2015, one coin was about $750 per coin at the time. And it's roughly about 60,000 per coin now. But point being, that connection with him, it was a lonely space at the time, Allie, because not a lot of people had really heard about cryptocurrency. It had just started in 2008. But my point is that knowledge about cryptocurrency and just speaking about that and learning about that led me to the academy that I'm a part of right now, where I'm learning more and more and more. So one thing leads into another is my point. Back in that space, Allie, and I'll keep my answer short, we didn't know a lot. So we bought into the digital currency space. We looked at the news reports, the articles, oh no, Bitcoin is dying, it's falling, and all this stuff. We sold a lot of what we had gotten into, but that happened to us 2 or 3 more times after that, where we bought more and got scared because we were uninformed. You see, we were uninformed and novice. So they found a way to shake us off a little bit at the time, but now knowing what we know, we've been holding on and God is good, So back in 2015 is when we got our start.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And Auntie Jay, how did you come to find this beautiful space of digital assets and investments in crypto?
Relationship. It's all about who you hang around. And someone said something really funny at one of our meetings, and you probably remember this, Tamara, you know who it was. Well, if you hang around crackheads, you'll get that kind of information. If you hang around wealthy people, you'll get that kind of information. It was so funny. But literally, it was because just relationship, Allie, and I found out about this space through my darling niece. And if anyone knows, if you really want to aspire to know what the wealthy people do, then you pull on the wealthy, and because they all have secrets. They all have secrets. And that's how I learned about this from my niece. Literally, I didn't know anything about cryptocurrency. Forex was what I first learned about. Cryptocurrency just literally kind of popped in maybe a couple years ago. But that's how I learned about it, was through relationships and through my niece.
And how long have you been in this space now? I know Tara said since 2015.
Yeah, really for me, I think it's been maybe about 4.5 years, 4.5 years, just to share a little bit about me. My personal background is nursing. I'll be celebrating 40 years next month. How about that? Woo! 40 years next month. Yeah.
How can you celebrate 40 years and you only look 28?
Girl, please. Come on, Hunty. Anyway, that part. So 40 years like next month. And what's so about me and, in this space with me, I've always been interested in investing and that kind of thing because I'm an entrepreneur. Yes, I'm a nurse, but entrepreneur is in my DNA. So, caring for people and helping people to build their dynasties and all that, that's always been a part of me. So when the space was first introduced to me, I didn't know anything about it, but it was something that interests me. And for whatever reason, it was something that I was pulled and drawn to. And I'm really glad that I did, because my eyes have been literally open ever since I've been in this space. Really, it has.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, these two women are powerhouses. They've been into the crypto space for a couple of years, actually more than a couple of years, 4 and 5, and now going on 6 years. And this space is really booming. So the next question that I want to ask, because I find when I'm talking to people, a lot of people don't know what cryptocurrency is. It just blows their mind. Like, what is it? Is it real money? Is it digital money? Can I go get it at a bank? And I get all of these questions and I hear all of these things, but I want you to explain to us exactly, what cryptocurrency is and what is the foreign exchange market and how they fit into the global platform of today.
Yeah.
So I'll let either one of you or both of you answer that.
Okay.
Well, I call Tamara my cryptocurrency queen. So I'm going to let you start, Tam, and how about if we just flow? Because if I'm, I'm hoping that I'm on the right stream here, because if not, because we flow over here. Is that okay? We just flow.
Right.
Can we just do that, Allie? Okay, good. So go ahead, Tam, take off.
Yes. Okay. So digital currency, it did start, Allie, as I mentioned before, back in 2008 with the fall of the Lehman Brothers banking system. Okay. Remember the whole global unfolding, right? The global downturn. All right. So what happened is, individuals around the world are losing faith in their currencies. Okay. And as you mentioned before, because of the infinite printing of the currencies, the currencies, regular fiat currency is losing its value. So people have to turn to something else where they can have faith in it. So Satoshi Nakamoto, that is a pseudo name for someone who we don't even know if he's a real person or she's a real person, or if it's a group of people, but they developed the cryptography and the technology behind the very first Bitcoin or the very first crypto that came out in 2008 and issued a white paper and published it. Okay. And we learn about all this stuff, right? So they published that, and it's something that helps to solve problems. Digital currencies, there are over 7,000 of them. Bitcoin is just the one we hear about the most, but they're here to solve social and economic issues in logistics, science, open ledger technology. And I don't want to get too deep into all that stuff, but it's blockchain technology. It's an open ledger where things are not so hidden. For example, if a person were to, have a briefcase full of money and it came by, they came by it through unethical means, the government can't track it very well, can they? But with digital currency, because of the way we are able to transport it through digital technology, through wallets and from the exchanges, it is on an open ledger, and that's fine. It's not regulated by the banks, though, Allie. It's not regulated by the banks. So see, it's a peer-to-peer technology. And because of the demand behind the cryptocurrencies, people are getting more confident in them. The value of them, it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. Okay. And I had a person say to me once, they said, Tamara, I'm seeing all these Bitcoin ATMs popping up around in my local grocery stores and gas stations. What are people doing? They're going and pulling out big old coins out of there? I mean, you're telling me there's $61,000 each. I mean, how are people not lifting up a whole ATM machine and walking up out the place? I said, no, honey, no. These individuals have simply spent $5 on Bitcoin. They bought $5 worth and it grew to like 30. Or maybe they bought $100 worth and it's grown to like 1,000. They're at the ATM pulling out their interest. And they're living off the interest in US dollars. You see that? So that's why those ATMs are there. I hope that helps a little bit. Auntie,
You
what
know
do
it does, girl. You know it does, because you know we flow.
Okay.
It's so interesting that you mentioned that, Tam, because you know you mentioned Satoshi Nakamoto. We don't know if it's a person, you know, a group of programmers, or we don't really know. But what is so interesting is the concept. Okay, so this was their concept, and this was the thought processes, because remember, all of this happened around 2008. What are we going through in 2008? We're going through the recession. What's happening in 2008? Oh my God, you got the major financial crash. You have General Motors is affected, Ford Motor Company is affected, Chrysler, everybody's affected. People are being laid off, and laid off possibly indefinitely. You've got all of this happening. You've got mortgages. People can't pay mortgages, credit cards, all of these issues were happening. So they came forth with this concept. What was their concept? What was the concept? Think about this, what the major concept was. It was, why do we need banks in the first place? Let's eliminate this third party situation. Okay, is there a way that we can just do this where we can go and eliminate the third party and go from person to person?
Yeah.
That's the concept. And yeah, digital cash. This is really, and they did it, Tam. They eliminated the third party. So what do we have right now? You know, and that's why the banks and that's why the government, they're like, because because with digital currency, Allie, you are in control.
Yeah.
You are in control. And that's what I love about this space.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tam.
No, that's good. I mean, Allie, are we staying pretty much on task with the questions here? Because
Oh,
we can go on,
absolutely,
you know.
absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And I appreciate you guys sharing that, because we get that question a lot. You know, even my mom and some of my family members have asked, you know, about the digital currency space. And it's hard to explain, because people are so used to seeing the dollar in your hand. They want to see the tangible, but we're talking about technology. So that's the intangible. And I've gotten that question too, Tam, about the ATM. You know, what do you withdraw out of it? You know what I'm saying? So, and my mom is in the chat now, and I like what she just said. She said digital currency gives us control.
Yes. And it does. And that's so interesting, because listen to me, Allie. I came up in the era of industry, so I get it. I'm a baby boomer. You know, we have to see it's the tangible stuff. Here, this is the unseen. You can't see it. But where are we? We're in the space of technology.
Right.
So that's why we literally have to embrace everything that's going on right now. Allie, this is a pivotal change where we are. This is totally a pivotal shift and a pivotal change. And if you don't wrap your mind around what's going on right now, you'll literally be left behind. So yeah, those questions are common. Those questions are normal. We have those questions because this is what we've always seen. But then you introduce this, you know, but this, my thing is this, and Tam, well, you'll vouch for, you've got to move, you've got to flow, you've got to go on. We went from the checkbook to the ATM to the you better go with it.
Yeah.
I mean, or it's going to go with you.
Right. Back in the Bible days, they were riding on donkeys. We're in cars now. We're flying in airplanes. So it's a transformation. You know, here's what I heard, you know, before that, you know, something's got to change. And if it doesn't change, it's going to change anyway. And you have to change with it, right?
You just have to. You have to, or you get left behind. And it's not to create fear of missing out or anything like that, or any fear whatsoever.
Right.
It's just happening. And you know, I'm watching, you know, our local news station, Allie, here in the Metro Detroit area, and Auntie, right, is Channel 7 Action News. We're just sitting there watching a little commercial. Then the news comes on talking about Chipotle is giving away $100,000.
Oh, did you see that? Did you see that?
I saw that. I said, Chipotle's giving away $100,000. It said Bitcoin or a burrito.
That's right.
Okay. That's right. Anyway, hands down, because we want people to understand that it's nice to get a stimulus check. It helps out a whole lot, but it's when it comes time for you to spend it at the grocery store and you realize, I can't get as many groceries as I usually can. Why not? I mean, I barely have anything. Why am I spending $100? I mean, what do you mean it's $100? Right. Because I'm telling you, inflation is happening. We need a solution, and we have one in these cryptocurrencies. And at some point in time, you're going to say, okay, well, how in the world do you get your hands on it? What do you do?
Absolutely.
And Allie, you know, we have answers for that. You know, that's what's next. Why is this important to me? How do I get my hands on it? what does it mean for me and my future generations, you know, et cetera, et cetera.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad that I got involved in this space too, because and I tell everybody I'm in pure profit mode since I've gotten in this space.
Yes,
And
girl. Blue skies, baby.
Right. And I've just learned so much, you know, it's just so much education. And sometimes there is a bit of a learning curve, but with learning, there's more advantages that you have, right? And so I want to talk about real quickly some of the early adopters, some of the investors, because a lot of people don't know. It's just not us talking about this, but there are named people that you see on TV every day that are not quiet about the cryptocurrency space. And I was reading the other day that right now there's over 100,000 millionaires in the cryptocurrency space with Bitcoin, and there's over 25 billionaires with Bitcoin.
Yep.
So, I mean, the space is unlimited. And some of the early adopters, and I'm going to read this because I thought this was just so phenomenal. I was like, oh my God, I got to share this. So some of the early adopters to the cryptocurrency space, we have Elon Musk of Tesla, invested 1.5 million. We have Jack Dorsey, of the CEO of Twitter, invested 170 million. We have MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, 2.19 million. The NFL player, Panthers, Russell Okung, he wanted half of his salary in Bitcoin, and they honored that. Yeah. So the list goes on and on. We got ARK Invest CEO, Kathy Woods. She basically said that, you know, the digital asset is $1 trillion valuation right now. Right. And people need to jump on board because this is our future. We got Square, the CFO of Square, giving out, saying that believes more companies need to get on board with cryptocurrency. There absolutely, you know, is a case for every balance sheet to have Bitcoin on it. So again, the list goes on and on. And so how does one get started in this space for a novice, people that don't even know? How do you get started in this space? How do you know which coin to buy? Tamara mentioned there's over 7,000 coins. How do you know?
Yeah. Auntie mentioned it. Auntie Jay said it earlier. It's about relationship, you know, and, you know, we're connected heavily with you, Allie, and, you know, all the individuals have to do is just reach out to you, and then we'll point them in the right direction. As you know, we in the platform that we're part of, there's over 300,000 students within 120 countries who are getting this education, you know, and it's paramount. It's paramount. I mean, we spent time, a lot of us went to university, right, and to college, and we paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in hopes of a great return on that educational investment. Now, 70% of us, right, who invested in the universities did land positions in the field of study, and the other 30% perhaps did not, and they're still trying to find their way, let alone how many of us, right, or have, you know, college loans, student loans, because we were so in belief, right, that this was going to yield us, you know, a great result, but times are changing. We have to educate ourselves in different ways now. A lot of what we're talking about here, especially with the Forex market specifically too, we didn't even tap into Forex, the foreign exchange market, but that was completely left out of our educational system. Completely left out. And you're like, wait a minute, I know about stocks, I know about a little bit about bonds and mutual funds and a 401k and a 403b. Listen, it's time to learn differently. So through relationship, through information, Allie, we can definitely get, you know, your organization tapped in and tuned in and turned up into what's going on out here. So we can position ourselves for success.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you saying that. You know, the other thing that I get a lot of is, you know, with being in a new space that people are not accustomed to, you know what I'm saying? It's not warm and fuzzy for them because, again, they're used to the fiat money. But I've gotten the question, well, what are the security provisions that are in place when investing in cryptocurrency? Yep. How do we know, because it's peer-to-peer and there's not really a face to it? How do we know the money that we're investing into it is safe?
Auntie, do you want to take that one? Or
Well, I'm gonna start and then I'm gonna turn it over. But I wanted to just kind of trickle off what you were saying before. Just for a clear understanding, Bitcoin is the granddaddy of the coins. It's Bitcoin, okay. And then from Bitcoin, you have all of these alternative coins, and I think Tamara mentioned like over 700. So in all 7,000 rather, and they all have an assignment, Allie. And so you want to, this is the thing, you want to, and some don't, but some, let's just be clear. Some are just kind of fictitious. But what you really want to do, this is where the knowledge comes in, because you want to be able to invest in a coin that has a designation. And the only way that you're going to know about that particular coin is through education. And that's what we provide. You can see all of these coins and everybody's coming out with a coin and everybody just, oh, well, this is my coin, buy my coin. We don't know what your coin is. We don't know if it's attached to anything or where it came from. So, what Tamara was telling you is that it's important to know where that alternative coin and what it's attached to. And that's what we learn back here in this space. So Bitcoin is the granddaddy. And yes, Tamara said it's like really at 60,000. No, you don't have to have $60,000 to own a Bitcoin. That's where you just get Satoshis. Going back to the name of the founder, Satoshis. You can just buy $10 worth, $20 worth, $50 worth, and so put it in your plan, put it in a priority that you're going to purchase like so much of it to build up your portfolio, and then purchase the altcoins. So I wanted to make sure that I tapped in on that part as well. And then you were talking about, I think it's really, really important. You mentioned warm and fuzzies. What's warm and fuzzy anymore, Allie? Right. What's warm and fuzzy anymore? I mean, we got social distancing going on. We got all of this. The warm and fuzzy and it's kind of, what is that anymore? But security is still important, because breach of security and all of those things are a strong issue. So we talk about this in our space, even when it comes to your email. Is your email secure? So we tell you the right type of email, where you can get the right type of email to make sure that it's secure. And then a lot of people are saying, well, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to invest and I'm just going to buy stock because I saw something on TV and it said Robinhood.
Oh,
right.
We know. We know. And we know why. And we know why, because when you invest in certain places, and of course you can go to Coinbase, and Tamara's going to talk a little bit more about the different exchanges, Coinbase and Kraken and like that you can go and purchase your coins. But you need to make sure that once you purchase your coin from an exchange, then you send it over to a wallet and then you privatize it with a nano. That's a tangible. So I'm going to let Tamara kind of go into that. But what I want you to remember here, if nothing more, you need to own your private keys.
That's right.
You need to own your private keys to your cryptocurrency, or you can just kind of throw it out the window.
Right.
And Tam, I'm going to turn it over to you in regard to exchanges and wallets and the purpose of the nano and privatizing keys, because people don't have a clue of the value of the importance of that.
That's right. That's right. Oh, this is so loaded. And I'm glad, that this is on this platform that it is on, because it's a recording and people can go back and listen if something that I say here, goes over their head or whatever. But definitely in terms of security, even your fiat currency is not secure. And I'll tell you this, anytime you have regular fiat currency in the bank, it's not even really yours anyway, because, the bank could have a run on your money, for example, and it's their assets. You know what I'm saying? So my point is this. When you're into cryptocurrency, you definitely go into the exchanges. We show you about, Coinbase, Kraken, as Auntie said. We talk about, Gemini Exchange, all these wonderful exchanges where you can go and buy the coins, but then how to go ahead and get it secure. You have a 12-word phrase with all the wallets, that only you have access to, and you have to lock that stuff up and, put it somewhere really safe. And even, we have the 5 of us here in my family. We each know where to find those those codes, okay, and those phrases and all the things, because we're family. And if anything happens to one of us, that's assets. Those are assets.
Right.
Cryptocurrency is an asset. So we need to know we trust each other. You may have, a very close relative or friend that you can confide in, even write it into your will, in terms of the codes, so that if something happens to you, someone can go in and get those things. We teach you how to lock it up. So then there's something called, warm storage, and that's the wallets that are on your desktop or on your cell phone that you can use that are locked up. But the cold storage is a Nano Ledger S. Okay, that's where it looks like a little jump drive. You can be walking around with millions of dollars of crypto in your purse. No one would ever know.
Right.
But it's
Right.
locked up. You have the keys, put that in a safe deposit box, whatever, or somewhere in your home.
Right.
And here's the thing about cryptocurrency too, when you're traveling, if we were on a flight and we flew into Mexico or Canada, whatever, and you have to declare certain things, you don't have to declare cryptocurrency because it is digital. So you have to declare $500,000 in cash and pay taxes on it in that country, but
Right.
you don't have to do that with crypto. But we
Right.
teach you all about safety, security, and even with the fiat system and how we just trust the dollar because they told us it's valuable and we can, have it in our purse and, all that stuff. What's really secure, right?
Right.
But we're going to lock that stuff up real nice and tight.
That's good. That's good. And again, as Tamara and Auntie Jay has shared, that this is all a part of the platform that we're all a part of. And they really teach you so many great things, just from beginning to end, from A to Z. You get all of this teaching. And what I love about it is I found out about this platform in my ministry. And I want to switch gears a little bit and kind of talk about that, about ministries and how consequential it is to bring this type of history and economic literacy to the body of Christ, because you have pastors and preachers and, just ministers that are not privy to this space. So therefore, it's almost like they're holding their people back. And so many ministries are missing the financial paradigm shift that's happening right now. They speak about it spiritually, but they don't know how to shift in the natural. And so can you just kind of speak to that? How significant it is for not just individuals to come on board, but for ministries, and whether you're Catholic or Protestant, it doesn't matter, to come on board and get some skin in the game, because at some point, we know that Bitcoin is the father of them all, and it's going to go to 500,000. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's going to soar like that. So it's best if you get some skin in the game now. So just speak to the significance of it coming into the body of Christ, because, Tamara, you and your husband are pastors. And how can you kind of, smoothly bring that in, that transition into a ministry?
Yeah. Auntie, I was going to toss it to you first. I can.
Well, I just wanted to say this too, Allie, and I'm going to let you take off. I'm so thankful to our man of God for being such a global innovator and a disruptor, by bringing this, that took a bold move. That took a bold move to come forward and just start talking about cryptocurrency and this type of thing, because some are still kind of sullen, just don't want to talk about it. Let's just keep it back here, But no, our man of God was just blatant with it. Listen, you need to know this, get a grip on this. Things are changing, and let's get it together and be aware of the shift, the pivotal shift that's coming, because the wealth transfer is here. It's here, and we need to be prepared. And it's all, to me, it's all about immobilizing and preparing the people for what's to come. So I'm thankful just to be in that space alone, because that right there, I think it took a really bold move for him to do that. And it just kind of opened up now conversation. Yes. Now we can have conversation. And now we can learn more as we have conversation. Because, Allie, we didn't have this type of conversation at our dining room table. Nope. This is the last thing we wanted to talk about was money. But now
Right.
we can have conversations in our families about investing, about the power of investing, we're seeing that we are believers and see, look at how much that we can do with the kingdom and for the kingdom. What do we need? What's the missing ingredient? It's money. It's money. And I think, in the body of Christ, we need to be more, we talk about prosperity and God says prosperity in all facets. And you have some ministries that don't want to talk about prosperity. How can you not? We need money in everything we do, every single thing that we do. So it's not that we place it here, but it's what money is for. It's what money is used. It's a conduit for everything that we do. So it has to come out in conversation. It has to come out in conversation. And it starts within the churches. So Tam, your husband is a pastor, and I know you're passionate about this as well. Yeah. And some of the things that you see, some of the things that you've seen even in the ministry. And I'm just going to toss that over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, amen to what you said. And it starts with a mindset shift. And I'll put it to you this way. When we start talking about this with individuals, there's already a mindset shift that has to happen in terms of the relationship and the feeling about money, the relationship with money, right? And the thoughts around money. So as an individual, we already have to overcome certain things that were ingrained into us, right, coming up about money. So then when you think about that, you think about pastors who aren't as open as Auntie J describes, right? So they have to develop a new understanding about money as well. I mean, the scriptures tell us that money answereth all things. And it's the love of money that's the root of all evil, not money in and of itself. So once we can get, pastors to understand that marriages will last a lot longer when money is available in the household, and sicknesses can be prevented with proper food and diet and nutrition because money is present in the household. Then we can have a stronger kingdom who can go forth and make changes in the community. So it's like, we pray and we pray and we wonder, where is the answer going to come? When is the answer going to come? The answer is right here. Let me give you an example. My own mother, she was laid off from Oakwood Medical Health Systems, which is now Beaumont, at 29 years of service. She was laid off at 29 years of service. They missed that 1 year, that 30th. And they didn't give her full retirement benefit package. And so mom at 62 years old had to go back to school for a couple of years to learn something new. And then guess what else? Her retirement package was not in place and it was not strong at all. So she said, Tamara, come over to my house. Get this check from me. This is back in January. And this is just an example of how strong this is and how helpful it can be for the kingdom of God and its members, our saints. Mama said, I don't understand all the technology, Tamara, but I hear you all the time. Come get this check from me. Put this in the cryptocurrency. I don't know how to do it. Just come help me. I said, all right, Mama, I did it. That was in January. In March, her account grew by $1,500.
That's right.
Then she said, come back over here and get some more. I'm not done. Watch this. And this is how it can be for the body of Christ. She gave me another check. She's already up by $2,800 in her cryptocurrency since January. And guess what she did at church Sunday? And I didn't even tell her I was coming to church in person. She said, I see you here, honey. I see you up there. Come meet me down in the basement. I got another check for you.
That's beautiful.
I said, Mama, okay. I said, I told you one day I'm going to retire you. And this is how it's going to happen. Put it in Bitcoin, put it in Ethereum, and put it in Ecomi coin, Mama. I got you. I got you.
So good. That's so good right there. Oh my God.
So if the pastor's office is closed and they're not taking requests for members to come in and ask for assistance with a gas bill or a light bill, if they're not doing that, let us go ahead and empower the members of the church to deposit the money in the crypto and pay that DTE bill, to pay that car note, and empower the saints.
That's right.
And we got and we're here in position to build the kingdom. Okay,
Amen.
not to depend on the pastors to do it. We're
Exactly.
positioned to build the
That's right.
kingdom. Look at what we could do to build more schools, daycare centers, nursing facilities, rehab facilities. We can do that. We're the people. We're
Yeah.
the people that can put all of those things into place. Our CEO said something and it was so profound. He said, "Go broke investing."
Come on.
Mm.
Go broke. I'm like, And I had an aha moment. Go
Yep.
broke investing. Remember I told you, I don't care if it's $50 or whatever. If you can put it away on Bitcoin or Satoshi or something like that, get yourself a plan. Get yourself a goal. This is what you're going to do every week, every other week, and then you prioritize and you put away and watch that portfolio grow. Because
Amen.
that's all we're doing. We're just
That's
starting
right.
with little bit, and our portfolio is growing. Because at
Right.
the end of the year, we already know where our portfolio is going. Tamara, you mentioned your mom. Let me tell you about my auntie real quick.
Yes.
Because they something else here. And by the way, Allie, we got a group. It's a group of 80-year-old ladies, and they trade. Girl, they are bad to the bone. Do you hear me? They
I love
trade. And every month, when their little Social Security, that's what they call it, the little Social Security check comes, that little $2,000 or whatever, that's play money for them to take the great grands to Toys R Us, and they killing the market. But I had to go there. But talking about seniors. Okay, so my auntie, I transported her from Orlando, Florida, here to Michigan. So one of her accounts, we were checking out her accounts in the bank. One of her accounts had like 30 grand or something like that in it. I said, Auntie, let's check on this account, see what's going on. Do you know the interest, Allie? Do you know the interest that they had for her quarterly? It's like 76 cents.
Right.
And then another quarter was like $1.02. Are you kidding me?
0.01.
I said, Auntie, give me this money. We took that money. That money has flipped. That money is already doubled. It's already doubled. She came here, girl. She came here last April.
Oh my God.
We're not even at April.
Mm-hmm.
Now sitting in the bank, what are you gonna get $1 and something for it? That's insultive. That's your money. That is your money. And that's what we're telling guys, wake up. Wake up.
Yeah.
This is where we are right now. It's a pivotal shift, and let's go. So,
Right.
Allie, we can go on and on. So I'm going to go back to you.
Amen.
You know what? You're saying something good, and I want to go into that next question because we did get a question in the chat, Auntie J. What is the time limit on seeing an increase on your investment? So if you invest today and you decided to start investing today, what is that time limit that you will see the increase?
Well, it depends on what you're investing in.
Mm-hmm.
So in our space,
Bitcoins,
Well, like in our space with Bitcoin, we know where Bitcoin is going. Mm-hmm. We already know. Now, do we have a time limit on when it's getting there? No, but we got a general idea of about where it's going to be going. Mm-hmm. But in a general idea, you already know if you had that same amount in the bank, you already know how much interest you're going to get on that. Mm-hmm. So here, and I always say, if you're unsure, and they say, well, why just invest and do it scared? Just do it scared. People are like, why do I should? Just do it. Just do it scared. Yeah. What the heck? What do you have to lose?
Yeah.
What do you have to lose?
One of my friends,
we do stuff all the time when we're scared. You might go to the casino and drop something off in that thing. You don't know whether it's going to be a cha-ching or what is but you put it in there. Do it scared. You go and you get a lottery ticket or whatever. And I don't know who we talking to, but y'all do it. I don't know what y'all doing out there with the money. But seriously, you walk into the grocery store. It's this big display there. This display says, oh, this is the latest thing. You don't know if it's good. You don't know what it's like. You buy it, you come home. It's the nastiest thing, and you can't take it back because you already opened it up or whatever. Just get it. Do it scared. What the heck? What do you have to lose?
Yeah.
What do you have to lose?
I would say this. One of my dear friends, she said, Tamara, I went ahead and gave it a try. I went into my Cash App and I bought $3 worth of Bitcoin. It's already at $9. I was like, yes, it's already triple, And what we get to do is being students of this space. We get to look at the charts. We get to see, is Bitcoin bullish right now? Is it bearish? And that bullish means, the stock terms, money is rising, the value is rising. If it's bearish, that means it's dropping down a little bit. Some people are selling off. So, you put $10 in there, just let us see what happens. It can be immediate that your money grows like that. There's no time limit. There's no set time frame. It's all about the use cases behind the coins and the popularity, the demand, all these economic conditions. You know what I'm saying?
That right there, and the education, that we get, Tam, on the altcoins. So you think, oh, well, I just heard Ethereum was this and this was that. So you get, and they're just buying stuff. But what we get, we know when it's time to shift from this particular coin and put it over here. And we know when this particular coin may be going low, because we're getting the inside scoop now. We're getting the education. Okay, it's time to take all of that, dump it out, and put it in this coin over here, because this coin over here is about to get ready to quadruple. That's the kind of stuff. That's the tea. That's the tea that you get back here.
Right. And that's the education piece. And that's great information. I know when I got started a few months ago, I started seeing a return on my investment almost right away, because at that time, the coin that I was in, which was the Bitcoin and Ethereum, was bullish. It was going up, and it sometimes it'll trickle back down, but it's always going to be in an upward. I mean, it has no other choice but to, because of the scarcity, right? And everybody now is getting in and they want a piece of Bitcoin. I want to shift gears just a little bit, because I know we only have about 5 or 7 minutes left, and I know we probably won't get through all the questions, so we'll just do a part 2, okay? As long as people come back, and I'll make sure that I don't do it at the end of the month. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, man, why did I do that? So anyway, but I'm so thankful that you all decided to come on. But Tamara had mentioned something about, and marriages staying together, right? And I want to kind of switch a little bit, Auntie J, to that love factor. And should we, as individuals who are not married yet, we're marriage-ready believers, right? So we don't really refer to ourselves as single, but we refer to ourselves as marriage-ready believers. But, in that, looking for love, how, should that be our focal point, asking a guy, or a guy asking a girl, do you own investments? Are you into investments? How should we, kind of go into that arena, making sure that we're not dating someone, and don't take this the wrong way, audience, but I'm not saying not dating someone broke, but what I'm saying is we want to make sure that they have a financial mindset, a mindset to go forward and not to go backward.
Oh, honey, I can say it. Auntie J will say it. Oh, honey, don't nobody want no broke. Okay? Auntie Jenny will say it.
Right.
That's the question. Are you asking me the question? Because I'm going to tell you.
Well, here it is. And when we say broke, we're talking about, broke mentality.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So here we go. The key is absolutely, you want to be equally yoked. And so you're already, taking the position as if, like you said, you don't consider yourself single. You're ready. You know what I'm saying? So you're taking all the steps that you need to prepare for that day of unity, right? So when you're having these kinds of conversations, you can already tell without bringing up cryptocurrency whether or not that person has a broke mindset or not.
Right.
And you can lay a foundation of discussion simply around, is this person an outside of the box thinker? Is this person relying on the 9 to 5 only, or do they have a greater vision? Are they already, looking toward, a certain, what is their foresight in terms of where they want to be in the next 5, 10, 15 years? What is their overall vision? You can gauge that by simple conversation.
That's right.
Period. Now, you obviously absolutely don't want them knowing how much you've made in cryptocurrency when you're first starting to talk to them. You don't want to get into your returns and all the good stuff, that you've accumulated. No way. But just simply ask them, what do you think about that space?
And if they're open, right?
If they're open.
There you go.
Already tell. Because of where you guys are, and all your viewers and your organization, you've talked, I'm sure, about mindset. So you can already gauge if they're going to be open or not, because it really is black and white. If they're not open with other things, they're not going to be open to the digital currency space.
That's good. Now,
it really does help to be able to know, if you're the type of person that you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a visionary,
right.
And in your selection of your mate, because we talk about being evenly yoked and that, but do they complement you?
Mhm.
And when they say evenly yoked, it's not all the time 50-50. You may have more creative things to bring to the table than they do, or they may have this to bring to the table than you do, but do they support you?
Mhm.
Do they support you? And will they be there for you and the things, and do they hold the vision so you all can dream together? It's all about dreaming together and building great goals together. And those are the
Mhm.
things that you'll find out with conversation.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Without divulging everything, as Mama used to always say.
Yeah.
Just got to hold on to a little bit. Don't tell everything now.
Don't tell
I
everything.
know that's right.
Yes. Yes.
I know that's
Make
right.
it a point of
So,
conversation, but yeah, don't divulge. Absolutely.
yeah, never give it all to them. And that's
Yeah.
on
That's
both
it.
sides, men, women, women, men, never give
Absolutely.
it all. Yeah.
That's it.
So
Mhm.
let me ask you this in closing. And I'm going to go to both of you all, what would your guidance or recommendation be for some of the listeners that are watching and listening if they've never invested in this space? Can you just maybe give a tip, a helpful tip that will help them understand where we are now and what they really need to start doing? Because, it happens over time, but if you start now, you're building for later. So can you
Mhm.
give a quick tip on that, on maybe a guidance or a recommendation to a
Well,
beginner?
Allie, I said it before. You just do it. Do it scared. Do it
Hmm.
scared. But make sure that you do your own investigating, and make sure that you conference with people who know what they're talking about.
Right.
I mean,
Hmm.
we've gained a lot just from your show. There are people
Hmm.
watching that know Allie. They trust you. They
Hmm.
know from whence you came. So they'll come to you and they'll ask you, as opposed to asking your broke uncle or somebody else over here. Then people have a habit of
Hmm.
doing that. They always go back to this one that really don't have. Why would you ask their advice?
Mhm.
Ask the advice
Hmm.
of someone that knows more, that someone has been there, and then just step out. Make sure that you're really, really investigating and really looking into what you're doing and not just doing it. And go back to a trustworthy person or a mentor that that you
Hmm.
can really rely upon to give you valuable information. And just do it. Do it scared. Do it scared.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Just do it.
Do it scared. Just do it.
That's good.
Absolutely. And Tamara, what would be a good tip from you for
Yeah, I
someone
would
that's
say
new to do this?
Yeah. Great question. I would say to your viewers that, maybe there are some of you who feel like you're on a treadmill, doing the same things day in and day out, and you know that you want to level up and have some different results come out of your life, right? You have goals and ambitions, but you don't know how to just, get off that treadmill, or I used to call it a merry-go-round. When do I get to jump off this thing? It's
Hmm.
all about, knowing that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Right.
Hmm.
So tap into Allie, reach out to her. She's going to put you in the right direction to get a hold of us, even develop a strong relationship with her in this space. I would say that. And like Auntie said, that's going to be your door.
Hmm.
I tell my sons and my daughter, I say, when you show up, the doors open up.
I
Just
love it.
imagine yourself walking up to a grocery store, stepping on that magnetic little area, just showing up to the store, and the doors just come on open automatically. Just see
Right.
yourself
Mm.
doing that, change the
Mhm.
way you look at things. The things you look at will
Love it.
change.
I love it. And give
So good.
scared. I love it. You guys have been so amazing. And I know our time has ended. And so I really appreciate you, Tamara and Auntie J. You guys have really opened up the eyes and the mindsets of our viewers. And like we had shared at the beginning, a lot of people are going to go back and look at this recording, and they're going to get a lot of valuable information that you all have laid out. This is the kind of stuff that, other people pay for, right? And we just nicely provided this information.
Share it,
And
yeah.
I really appreciate it, because I know that you, Tamara, and you, Auntie Jay, didn't have to come on and do this. So as they said, if you all want to know more about the space that we're in, and just to learn, a new learning. I mean, we're in 2021. We got to do something different. What we did last year wasn't working enough. It just didn't get it. So we got to do something different to get different results, right? And so I just encourage everyone who is on with us, and those that will go back and look at this, to make sure that you just look at your life and say, you know what, open yourself up and say, God, I want to do something different. Because when you do something different, that's when God can really download. He can talk to you, but when you're still in the same space, he can't really get in, because that's an old space. God likes new wine. He likes to do things new.
Fresh.
God wants new wine and fresh ideas. So, I just really encourage everyone, and I thank everyone for being on this live today. And again, share it, tag other people in it and share this video. We are going to do a part 2 with the same stars and queens of crypto. And
this was so fun.
I know.
This was so fun. And Allie, listen, I wanted to say this. We're happy. I mean, we're not here like begging and pleading, come on. No. Listen, we are happy. We're content. We're just sharing, because at the end of the day, we got our bag. But we want you to get, my motto is no trader left behind, no investor left behind. It's all God's anyway. So let's share. Let's be sacrificial, and let's share, and let's all have a smile.
Yeah.
All be happy. All the way to the bank.
I know
the digital bank. The digital bank.
I know that's right. And I love it. And it's just been such a pleasure to have you ladies on. Very, very appreciative. I learned something new. I'm always learning when I'm around you too anyway. And I just thank you for being the trailblazers that you are, and also my mentors and my friends. And thank you so much for being.
Allie. We love you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for being on. So again, to the viewers of Marriage Ready Believers, you can go back to my page and you can grab this video and you can share it with your family and friends, but make sure you get it to the people. It is so much going on right now and people need this information. So if you do nothing else, just copy and paste. And I know we're familiar with that, right, ladies? Just copy. Every time we copy and paste, we're making money.
Oh, yeah.
So I encourage you all to do the same. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being on this live. And we are going to sign off. We got to get to a training. We're going to sign off. Thank you again. And we love you. And just continue to do what you're doing and do it at the best of your ability. Take care. God bless.
Awesome. God bless.
Bye-bye.